My nephew mocked my son's birthday party, and my sister slapped my wife when we told them to stop. I kicked them out and demanded the unpaid family loans. Things escalated to court and the collapse of a perfect family. I'm 36 male. I'm married to Jane for 7 years, and we've got a 9-year-old son named Caleb. For the past 5 years, I've been the family ATM with actual loan documents to prove it. I'm a corporate accountant in Phoenix. Pull in about $95,000. Jane's a dental hygienist making $60,000. Between us, we're comfortable. Or we were until my older sister Nicole decided her financial problems were my responsibility. Nicole's 39 single mom to a 12-year-old named Braden. Got pregnant in college. Dad bailed, been playing victim ever since. Works as an office manager, makes decent money, but somehow she's always broke. My parents eat it up. Poor Nicole, struggling single mom, needs help. Meanwhile, Jane and I budget and plan, but apparently that means we should bankroll everyone. It started 5 years ago. Nicole called crying about her car. Transmission died on the freeway, needed $4,500. I drew up a promissory note, 3% interest, $200 monthly payments. She made 3 payments before the excuses started. Can't make this month's payment. Braden needs cleats. You know how tight things are. Then the HVAC system in July, $8,200. Then Braden's broken arm, $3,600. Security deposit for a nicer apartment, $2,800. Car insurance, $1,900 each time. Promissory notes each time. She signed without reading. Each time. 2 payments before the well ran dry. 5 years, 17 loans, $68,400 total. She'd paid back $4,100. I kept every document, every note, every payment schedule, every text about delays. Just needed proof I wasn't crazy when she'd claimed different terms. Jane hated it. Hated Nicole, which was fair because Nicole hated Jane right back. My sister called Jane controlling. Mom and Dad lived in Tucson. They had money but guilted me into helping Nicole instead. My buddy Spencer, a corporate attorney, looked at my loan documents one evening. You've got $64,300 in outstanding debt with signed promissory notes. Send demand letters. I laughed it off. Should have listened. The week before Caleb's birthday, Jane had been planning for weeks. Custom cake decorations and this robotics kit Caleb wanted. I called to confirm attendance. Mom said, of course. Nicole said she'd be there. The morning of Caleb's birthday, Jane was wrapping the robotics kit. Caleb had been dropping hints for months. You think your sister's actually going to show up on time? Jane asked. She said she would. She also said she'd pay back that transmission loan 2 years ago. We got to the arcade at 2. The party started at 3. Set up the private room. Balloons, streamers, banner, perfect cake with gears and circuits. Caleb was basically bouncing off the walls. Mom and Dad showed up early. Dad hugged Caleb quickly, then asked where Nicole was. Nicole and Braden rolled in 40 minutes late. No apology. Nicole walked in like she owned the place. Braden scrolled through his phone, didn't look up when Caleb ran over to say hi. We ordered pizza. Braden ignored Caleb's attempts at conversation. Nicole kept going on while Mom talked about Braden's coding competition. Caleb got quieter every time they brought it up. Dad tried redirecting, asked Caleb about school, but Nicole cut him off to brag about Braden's summer internship. After pizza, we sang happy birthday. Nicole didn't even pretend to care. Time for presents. Mom and Dad gave a $50 gift card. Nicole handed over a basic Lego set for a 6-year-old. Caleb smiled anyway and said, "Thank you because he's a good kid." "We figured you'd like something simple," Nicole said, looking directly at Jane. "Since his interests are still pretty basic, not every kid can be at Braden's level. Some are just average." Jane's jaw got tight, but she didn't respond. Then I brought out the robotics kit. Caleb's whole face lit up when he saw it. "No way, Dad. Is this the X5 Builder Kit?" He jumped up, hugged us both, started reading the box like nothing else existed. For about 30 seconds, it was perfect. Then Braden spoke up. "That's a beginner kit. I built that when I was 8. It's super basic." Caleb looked up confused. Braden kept going. "I'm working with Arduino boards now. Real programming. That's just toys for babies." The table went quiet. Caleb's face fell. "It's not for babies." Nicole laughed. "Honey, don't be mean. Not everyone can be gifted like you." She looked at Caleb with fake sympathy. "It's okay, sweetie. You're trying your best. That's what matters, right? Even if you're behind." Mom actually giggled. Dad looked down at his plate. Jane's hand found mine under the table. She was shaking, but Nicole wasn't done. She gestured around the arcade. "I mean, this whole party is kind of sad, isn't it? Pizza and arcade games. Braden's birthday is going to be at that new indoor adventure park, the expensive one. We're doing it right. She looked at Jane. But I guess some people just don't know how to throw a proper celebration. Caleb's face went red. He looked down at his kit, then pushed it away a little like he was suddenly embarrassed by it. Jane stood up slowly. Nicole, shut your mouth. Nicole's eyes went wide. Excuse me, you heard me? Your son just called my son's gift toys for babies at his own birthday party. Shut your mouth. Don't you dare tell me what to do. Maybe if you actually pushed Caleb instead of babying him, he wouldn't be so far behind. Behind what? Your spoiled brat. Nicole stood up fast. Her chair fell backward and hit the floor. How dare you call Braden a brat? He's gifted. He's exceptional. Your son is a nightmare and you're raising him to be just like you. Nicole's face went purple. Her hand shot out and grabbed Jane's wrist hard. At least I raised my son to be someone special. What has Caleb accomplished? Caleb started crying, tears running down his face while his cousin smirked. Jane tried to pull away. Let go of me. You've always been jealous of me and Braden. Always. You can't stand that my son is better than yours, that I'm doing this alone and still raising someone exceptional while you have all the help in the world and your kid is still mediocre. That's when I snapped. I stood up and got between them, grabbed Nicole's wrist and squeezed until she let go of Jane. My voice came out quiet and mean. Get your hand off my wife now. Nicole dropped Jane's arm but didn't back down. Her face was still twisted up. Oh, so now you're taking her side. Get out. What? Get out. Take your kid and leave right now. Ezra, don't be ridiculous. You just made my 9-year-old cry at his own birthday party. You insulted my son, my home, and everything we did today. Get out or I'm calling security. The entire arcade had gone quiet. Other families staring. Staff watching from behind the counter. Mom's mouth hanging open. Nicole looked around, saw everyone watching. You're really going to choose her over your own family. Jane is my family. Caleb is my family. You're just someone who's taken $68,400 from me and given me nothing but grief. Get out. You're making a huge mistake. You're nothing without this family. We're done. Mom, Dad, are you coming? Mom stood up, tears in her eyes. Ezra, how could you? Mom, if you leave with her, that's your choice. But I'm not apologizing for protecting my wife and son. Nicole was at the door. She turned around one last time. You'll regret this. And when you do, I won't be there. None of us will. I'm counting on it. She slammed the door. The entire arcade went quiet, everyone staring. Mom looked at me like I'd killed someone. Your father and I will be going too. I hope you're happy. They left. The arcade manager came over. Everything okay? Yeah, just family drama. Sorry for the scene. No problem. Your sister was way out of line. I walked over to Jane and Caleb knelt down next to them. Hey, buddy. I'm sorry. It's okay, Dad. It's not okay. What she said was wrong. They're not welcome around us anymore. Really? Really? You don't have to see them again. Good. They're mean. Jane looked at me. Her eyes were red, but she was smiling. Thank you. I should have done it sooner. You did it when it mattered. We stayed another hour. Caleb played games. The mood got better. By the time we left, he was smiling again. In the car, he held the robotics kit, actually looking at it this time. Dad. Yeah, buddy. Can we build this tomorrow? Absolutely. He smiled. Good. That night, after Caleb was asleep, Jane and I sat on the couch, still trying to process what happened. She pulled out her laptop. Your sister took Braden to Disneyland last month. 3-day trip all over social media, park hoppers, nice hotel character breakfast. I stared at her, but she needed $900 for car repairs 2 weeks ago. Yup. And now she needs $1,400 for a laptop. See a pattern, I saw it. Had been seeing it for years, just hadn't wanted to face it. Jane closed her laptop and looked at me. So what now? What do you mean? You threw your sister out of a public place. Basically told your parents to pick sides. Your mom said they're done with you. What's next? I pulled up my loan files. $68,400. 17 loans with signed promissory notes. I make it official. Give her 30 days to start real payments, or I go legal. Jane's eyebrows went up. You're serious? Dead serious. She embarrassed us in front of everyone today. I'm done playing nice. Your family's going to lose their minds. They already have. Might as well make it count. She smiled. Okay, let's do it. I called Spencer the next morning, told him everything that happened at the party. Wait, he said. Your sister physically grabbed your wife in front of witnesses. Yep. And you kicked her out, told her to get out, or I'd throw her out myself. Holy cow, you really did it. And now I want to go after the loans. All of them. I'll have the demand letters ready by tomorrow. This is going to get ugly. Good. 2 days after Caleb's birthday, my phone blew up. Mom, Dad, Nicole, all saying the same thing. I was being selfish. Nicole needed that laptop. Braden's future was at stake. Family helps family. I ignored them. Helped Caleb build his robotics kit. Then Mom showed up at our house Saturday morning. Didn't call first, just knocked on the door at 8 o'clock in the morning. Can we talk? She asked. Jane appeared behind me. Helen, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I need to talk to Ezra alone. Whatever you say to him, you can say in front of me. Mom's lips got thin. She didn't like Jane. Never had. Nicole is really hurt. Mom said, ignoring Jane completely. She needed help and you've never said no before. Maybe that's the problem. I said, what's that supposed to mean? It means I've been giving her loans for 5 years and she's paid back maybe 5% of what she owes. Maybe it's time she figured her own stuff out. Mom looked shocked. She's a single mother, Ezra. She's doing her best. And I'm married with a kid and a mortgage. I'm doing my best too. It's different. You have Jane's income. Nicole is alone. There it was. The same excuse I'd been hearing for 5 years. Jane stepped forward. Helen, with all due respect, Nicole makes $55,000 a year. She could budget, she could save. She could not go to Disneyland if she needs money for a laptop. She chooses not to because she knows Ezra will bail her out. Mom's face went red. That trip was a gift from a friend. Nicole didn't pay for it. Bull. Jane said, I saw the posts. She paid for the hotel and the park tickets. That's at least $2,000. But sure, she can't afford a laptop. You don't understand what she's going through. I understand she's a grown woman who needs to take responsibility for her choices. Mom looked at me. Are you going to let her talk about your sister like that? Jane's not wrong, I said. Mom's face changed, wounded, turned to cold. I see. Well, don't be surprised when Nicole stops coming to family events. Don't be surprised when Braden asks why his uncle doesn't care about him anymore. She left. Jane closed the door and leaned against it. That went well, I said. She'll call your dad next. He'll try the guilt trip. Just wait. She was right. Dad called that afternoon. Took the softer approach. Said he understood money was tight, but maybe I could at least do half. Help Nicole out a little. For Braden's sake, Dad. You sat there while Nicole grabbed Jane while she made Caleb cry at his own birthday party while she called him average and mediocre and said our party was sad. You did nothing. Silence on the line. You've sat there and said nothing while she's taken $64,300 from me over 5 years. That ends now. He didn't have an answer. Hung up a few minutes later. Told me to think about what I was doing to the family. I thought about it, decided I was doing the right thing. The call stopped for a week. Then Nicole called late at night, 11:30. I need to talk to you. Her voice was pissed. Okay. Not on the phone. That coffee shop near your office tomorrow. Noon. I met her at noon. She looked tired, angry, ready for a fight. What's this about? You really hurt Mom's feelings. That's what this is about. She's been crying for days. You've never treated us like this. Maybe I should have. Her eyes narrowed. What's that supposed to mean? I pulled out my phone, showed her the loan files. 17 loans, $68,400. You've paid back $4,100. When are you paying the rest? She didn't look. Those were family loans. I didn't think you were keeping score. You signed promissory notes with payment schedules. What did you think those were? I thought you were helping me. Not keeping score. I was helping. Past tense. You took advantage. She leaned back, crossed her arms. Jane put you up to this. Jane's been telling me to stop for years. Should have listened. She's always hated me. You've always hated her. Don't pretend this is one-sided. Nicole's face twisted. She thinks she's so much better than us. She's turned you against us. No, Nicole, you did that when you humiliated my son at his own birthday party? Braden was just being honest. That kid is basic. I stared at her. She wasn't sorry. She actually believed Braden was better than Caleb, and pointing it out was just being honest. You've got 30 days to start payments, or I'm going to collections. Her eyes went wide. You wouldn't try me. I'm your sister, and I'm done being your bank. I left, drove back to work, called Spencer, and told him to draft the demand letters. Spencer had the demand letters ready by Tuesday. Each laid out the loans amounts, dates, payment schedules, She'd blown off, cited the promissory notes, gave 30 days before legal collection. This is going to blow up your relationship with your sister, Spencer said. She already did that. Your parents too. They picked sides years ago. I sent them certified mail that afternoon. Nicole's delivered Wednesday, Mom and Dad's Thursday. I waited for the explosion. It came Friday night. Mom called screaming. I held the phone away from my ear. How dare you threaten your sister with legal action over money? What is wrong with you? She borrowed it. She signed documents. She needs to pay it back. She doesn't have it. Then she shouldn't have borrowed it. Mom was crying now. Real tears or fake tears. Hard to tell with her. Your father is devastated. Nicole is having panic attacks. You're destroying this family. I sent a demand letter. That's it. If she starts paying, there's no lawsuit. She can't pay. She doesn't have the money. She had money for Disneyland. Silence then. Who told you about that? It's on her Instagram. She's not exactly hiding it. More silence than the sob. You've changed. Jane's changed you. You used to care about family. I still do, just not the family that uses me. I hung up. Dad called 10 minutes later. Took the begging approach. Please don't do this. Please give Nicole more time. I told him the same thing. Start paying. No lawsuit. Don't pay. Face consequences. Simple. Nicole didn't call. She texted long paragraphs about betrayal and family, and how I was ruining her life. About how Braden was asking why I hated them, about how she'd never ask me for anything again. I didn't respond. Saturday morning, someone started pounding on the door. Nicole's car in the driveway. I opened the door. She pushed past me, face red. Where's Jane? I know she's behind this. Jane appeared in the hallway. I'm right here, Nicole. You poisoned him against me. He was fine until he married you. He was being used. There's a difference. Nicole stepped toward her. I moved between them. Leave now. I'm not leaving. I'm your sister and you're destroying me over money. You destroyed yourself. When were you planning to pay me back? Give me a date. She didn't answer. That's what I thought. You've got 25 days. Start making payments or deal with the consequences. I'll tell everyone what you're doing. The whole family. Go ahead. Go. I've got documentation. You've got excuses. She glared at Jane. This is your fault. Leave. I said before, I call the cops for trespassing. She left. Slammed the door hard enough to shake the frame. Jane let out a long breath. Well, that was fun. You okay? I'm fine. She's been dying to have it out with me for years. Glad we finally did. Over the next week, I got calls and texts from everyone. Mom, dad, cousins I hadn't talked to in years. Even my aunt who lived in Oregon and barely knew what was going on. All saying the same thing. I was being cruel. Money wasn't worth destroying family. Nicole made mistakes, but she was trying. I should give her another chance. Nobody asked about the $64,300. Nobody asked why Nicole had taken 17 loans and paid back almost nothing. Nobody asked how Jane and I felt watching our son get treated like garbage. They just wanted me to shut up, forgive, forget, and go back to being the good ATM son. I didn't. Spencer helped me prep the next step. Small claims court for the loans under $10,000. Civil court for the bigger ones. Credit bureau reporting for all of them. Wage garnishment paperwork ready to go. You're really doing this, he said, going over the filings. I really am. Your family's going to lose their minds. They already have. Might as well make it worth it. Me and Jane went to dinner that night. Nice place. Kind of a celebration. She raised her glass to having a backbone, she said. To having a wife who's been right about everything for 5 years. We clinked glasses. For the first time in forever, I felt relieved. Day 29. No payment from Nicole. No communication except hostile texts about what a terrible person I was. Mom had stopped calling. Dad sent one last email begging me to reconsider. I didn't respond. Day 30 came and went. I filed the paperwork. Spencer walked me through it. Small claims for the 3 loans under $10,000. Those would be fast. Civil court for the rest. Those would take longer but were just as solid. Credit reporting for all of it. Nicole's credit score was about to tank. You know she's going to freak out when she gets served right, Spencer said. I'm counting on it. Mom called screaming. Nicole was embarrassed at her job. You are dead to me. Don't call. Don't visit. You're not my son anymore. She hung up. Jane found me that evening. You okay? Mom disowned me today. How do you feel? Weirdly okay. Good. She was toxic anyway. I laughed. I don't even feel bad. That's because you finally stopped letting them treat you like garbage. Then came the social media posts. Nicole playing the victim card publicly, long posts about family betrayal, about how I was suing her over helping me out, about how she'd loaned me money when I needed it, and now I was taking her to court. Wait, what? I clicked through her post, read it again. She was claiming she'd loaned me money, that I was the one who owed her, that I was taking her to court, because she was asking for repayment. I showed Jane she's lying. Completely lying. Of course she is. She can't admit she's the one who borrowed and didn't pay back. That makes her look bad. But people are believing her. Look at the comments. And they were dozens of comments calling me awful names, saying I was a deadbeat, saying she should sue me. Let them think what they want. Jane said, "You've got the documentation. That's all that matters." She was right. But it still stung watching people I'd known my whole life believe Nicole's lies. Then came the petty revenge moment. Nicole had been planning Braden's 13th birthday for months. Big party at some expensive venue. She'd mentioned it constantly, talked about how special it was going to be. I knew from Mom's old texts that the deposit was $800 and Nicole had been making payments. I also knew that venue had corporate connections with the owner through work, one of our clients. I didn't do anything dramatic, didn't cancel her party, but I did have a conversation with the venue owner about some catering services our company might need in the future. Mentioned, I wanted to make sure they were reliable, that they followed through on contracts, that they collected payments on time. He got the hint. Called Nicole that week to confirm her final payment was coming. She'd been putting it off, planning to push it back. Suddenly, that wasn't an option. She had to scramble for the money. I heard about it through Dad. She'd been counting on that money for something else. Now she had to pay up or lose the venue. Small victory, but satisfying. The court dates started rolling in. First one was for the transmission loan, $4,500, plus interest, open and shut. I had the promissory note, the payment schedule, bank records showing the transfer. Text from Nicole, acknowledging the debt. Nicole showed up with Mom. No lawyer, just Mom sitting in the back row glaring at me like I was the devil. Judge reviewed the documents, asked Nicole if she disputed the debt. It was a family loan, she said. He wasn't supposed to actually collect on it. Did you agree to these payment terms? Yes, but I told him I needed more time. Did you make any payments? She hesitated. 3 payments in 3 years. Judge looked unimpressed. You borrowed the money. You signed a legal document agreeing to pay it back. You stopped making payments without renegotiating the terms. Judgment for the plaintiff, $4,500 plus interest plus court costs. You have 30 days to pay in full, or I'll authorize wage garnishment. Nicole started crying. Mom rushed forward to hug her. They both glared at me on the way out. Spencer was waiting in the hallway. How'd it go? I won. Next one's in 2 weeks, right? Yeah, the HVAC loan, $8,200. That one's going to hurt. Good. The second court date went the same way. Judgment in my favor. Nicole showed up, cried, and lost. Dad caught me in the parking lot after. Please stop this. We'll pay it. Your mother and I will pay the loans. Just drop the cases. I stared at him. You've had money this whole time. You could have helped Nicole instead of guilting me. We were saving for retirement. Exactly. Saving your money, spending mine. Nicole pays what she owes or the judgment stand. You want to help her? Give her the money. I'm not letting her off the hook. He walked away. Then Spencer called me a week later and dropped this bomb. You need to see this. He said I met him at our usual spot. He had his laptop out looking serious. What's going on? Remember how you said your sister's been posting on social media about how you borrowed money from her? Yeah, complete lies. But yeah. Well, I got curious, started digging. You know what I found? He turned his laptop around. Screenshots of Nicole's posts in some private Facebook group, single mom support group, posts dating back 2 years. I started reading. My stomach dropped. Post from March 2023. My brother keeps asking me for loans, but I'm barely making it myself. Feeling guilty for saying no, but I have to protect Braden. Post from September. Brother asked for another $5,000. I gave it to him because family, but this is getting ridiculous. His wife spends money like water. Post from January. I've loaned my brother over $30,000 at this point, and he hasn't paid back a cent. His wife controls all the money and won't let him pay me back. What do I do? Post from June. Brother's wife is toxic. She's turned him against the whole family. Now they're threatening to sue me even though I'm the one who helped them when they were struggling. I read them twice. 3 times. My hands started shaking. She's been lying, I said slowly. For years, she's been telling people I owed her money. It gets better. Spencer scrolled down. His jaw was tight. Look at this one from 3 weeks ago. Post from 3 weeks ago. Need advice. Brother is taking me to court for loans I supposedly owe him. He has documents, but I'm 90% sure his wife forged them. She's always hated me. How do I fight this? Lawyer said the signatures look real, but I know I never borrowed from him. We helped them. Someone in the comments get a handwriting expert. If the documents are forged, he's in serious trouble. That's fraud. Nicole's response: can't afford a lawyer or expert. Spent all my money helping him over the years. Now he's destroying me because his wife wants revenge for me speaking the truth about their marriage. I felt rage building. She's been creating a whole false story, making herself the victim while she was robbing me blind and painting you as the bad guy. Spencer added, smart really. She takes your money, tells everyone you took hers, and when you come collecting, she's already set up the story that you're the problem. Can I use this in court? Maybe as proof of fraud and deception? Definitely. But here's the thing. This might be enough to file criminal charges. Defamation. This is bigger than civil court. I sat back. I want her buried. Here's what we do. We take these screenshots, we add them to your evidence file, and we use them to pressure her into settling. Full payment, public apology, admission of the debt, or we go after fraud charges. I took the screenshots, sent them to myself, stared at them for a long time. Jane found me at home that night, sitting in my office, surrounded by printouts. What's all this? I told her. Everything. Jane looked at the posts. Her face went hard. She's been telling people I control your money, that I turned you against your family. Yeah, we spent the evening putting together a folder. Every post, every lie, every piece of documentation that proved Nicole was the borrower, not the lender, bank statements showing transfers from me to her, the promissory notes with her signature, texts from her thanking me for loans. It was airtight. Spencer filed an amended complaint, added fraud, added defamation, added a demand for public retraction. The amended complaint got served to Nicole at work again. She called me an hour later, screaming, hysterical. You can't do this. I never said those things. I have screenshots, Nicole. Silence. You've been lying for years, telling people I owed you money while you were taking mine. I was just venting. I didn't mean. You should have thought about that before you took $68,400 and lied about it. I'll pay you back. I swear I'll set up payments. Real payments. Just drop the fraud charges. Too late. I hung up. She called back 17 times. I didn't answer. Mom called next. More screaming, begging me to drop it, saying Nicole was having a breakdown. I blocked them all. That night, Jane and I sat on the couch and drank. Caleb came downstairs, rubbing his eyes. Dad, why is Grandma calling the house phone? She is? Yeah, she left a voicemail. She sounds upset. I checked the machine. Sure enough, Mom's voice, tearful and desperate. Ezra, please. Your sister is in crisis. She needs help. She's saying things, scary things. Please call me back. I deleted it. Everything okay? Caleb asked. Everything's fine, buddy. Is it about my birthday? Jane and I exchanged looks. Kind of, I said. Why, I heard Aunt Nicole talking to Braden when they were leaving. She said our party was lame. He paused and she called me not gifted. I heard that part too. I felt that cold rage again. When did you hear that? When I went out to say bye. They were by their car. They didn't see me. Jane turned around in her seat. Caleb, you know she's wrong, right? You're incredibly smart. It's okay, Mom. I know she's mean. Braden is too. He shrugged, but I could see it still hurt. Is that why you're mad at them, part of it? Go back to your bed, buddy. Let the adults handle it, okay? He nodded and went back to bed. Jane and I sat in silence. The next court date was scheduled for 3 weeks out, the big one. The fraud charges, the defamation claim, everything. Nicole went quiet. No more calls, no more texts, no more social media posts. Her accounts went private. Mom and Dad stopped calling too. I thought maybe they'd finally given up. I was wrong. 2 days before the court date, Nicole showed up at my house alone this time. Jane answered the door, saw who it was, and called for me. I came to the door. Nicole looked terrible. Can we talk? She asked. Quiet, broken. Nothing to talk about. See you in court, please. 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. Jane gave me a look. I'm not sure what kind. I stepped outside, closed the door behind me. What do you want, Ezra? I'll lose my job? They told me if I get convicted of fraud, I'm fired. I'll lose my apartment. I'll lose custody of Brayden. I need you to drop the charges. Not happening. I didn't think you'd actually take it this far. You thought wrong. She started crying. I'm sorry. Okay, I should have paid you back. I should have been better. But please don't take everything from me. You took $68,400 from me, trashed my wife, let your kid treat my son like garbage and lied about all of it for years. Why should I give you mercy? Because we're family. No, we're not. Mom and Dad will never forgive you. I don't care. Brayden will hate you. I'm fine with that. She wiped her eyes. What do you want for me to pay you back? I can't. I don't have $68,400. Then you shouldn't have borrowed it. I'll set up payments, real ones this time. $500 a month every month for the next 10 years. Just drop the fraud charges. $500 a month doesn't even cover the interest. It's all I can do. Not good enough. She looked at me, and I saw it the moment she realized she'd lost. That I wasn't backing down, that there was no way out. You've changed, she said quietly. You used to be kind. Yes, I've changed. I went back inside. Court day came. I wore my best suit. Jane came with me. Spencer met us outside. You ready? He asked. More than ready. Nicole showed up with a lawyer. Young looked fresh out of law school carrying a briefcase that looked older than he was. He tried to negotiate outside the courtroom, standing in the hallway under lights that made everyone look sick, offered a payment plan and a retraction. Spencer said no, full judgment or nothing. We went in. The courtroom was small. Nicole sat at the defendant's table picking at her nails. Mom and Dad in the back row. Mom clutching a tissue. The judge reviewed the evidence with reading glasses on. Every page turned felt like a small win. T. Nicole's lawyer stood up, cleared his throat twice. Your Honor, these posts were taken out of context. My client was venting in a private support group. She never intended to claim counsel. The judge cut him off without looking up. Your client posted multiple times with specific dollar amounts claiming she loaned money to the plaintiff. The dates of these posts line up with the actual loans going in the opposite direction. That's building a false story. Nicole started crying. The judge wasn't buying it. I'm ruling in favor of the plaintiff on all counts. Judgment for $68,400 in principal plus interest and court costs. Additional judgment for defamation damages in the amount of $15,000. Ms. Hayes, you have 90 days to pay in full, or I'm authorizing wage garnishment and asset seizure. You're also ordered to issue a public retraction on all platforms where you made false claims about the plaintiff. Failure to do so will result in contempt charges. We're done here. The gavel came down. We walked out. Spencer clapped me on the back. That's how you do it. Jane hugged me. Proud of you. We went home, ordered takeout, watched a movie with Caleb. Normal Friday night. My phone buzzed around 9. Text from an unknown number. I hope you're happy. You've destroyed your sister. Destroyed this family. I hope it was worth it. I blocked the number. Another text. Different number. You're going to regret this. We'll never forgive you. Blocked. Then I turned off my phone. The next week, Nicole posted the retraction required by the court, a public admission that she'd lied, that I'd loaned her money, that she'd failed to pay it back, that her claims about me borrowing from her were false. The comments were brutal. People calling her a liar, friends, saying they couldn't believe she'd done that. Her support falling apart in real time. Her employer saw it. She was fired within a week, not for the fraud itself, but for the ethics violation of lying about financial matters while working at an insurance company. Mom called Jane, screaming at her, blaming her for everything. Jane let her yell for about 30 seconds, then hung up and blocked the number. Dad sent an email long going on about family and forgiveness and how I'd regret this someday. I deleted it. Nicole's wages were garnished. She had to move to a smaller apartment. Brayden had to transfer schools. Her car got repossessed again. She was living the life she'd have been living if she'd never had me to bail her out. I didn't feel bad. 6 months passed. The garnishment checks came like clockwork. $287.50 every 2 weeks taken straight from Nicole's paycheck. I set up a separate account just for them. Never touched the money. Didn't need it. It was the principal. By the end of the year, she'd paid back $7,475. Only $75,925 to go. Her credit score dropped to 480. Bankruptcy was declared, but the court judgment survived it. Fraud debts don't get discharged. She temporarily lost custody of Brayden after missing too much work. He moved in with Mom and Dad in Tucson. She got him every other weekend if she could afford the gas. I heard about it through distant relatives' emails with subject lines like, "What you've done and blood is thicker." That's when I realized something. Cutting off my family didn't make me cold or heartless. It made me a better father, a better husband, a better man, because I finally chose the people who deserve my loyalty and left the rest behind.